So, good morning, everyone. So, what did we discuss yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were creating slaves yesterday. Okay. So creating slaves yesterday, and also we have created some simple job. Okay, like running shell commands, right? And also some batch commands, Windows batch commands, right? See, and moreover, so yesterday we were not able to launch the Linux load, right? Linux slave machine. We are not able to launch it, Linux slave, okay, because of the Java version conflict. Okay, so now let's look into that first part. Let's look into this part first. So let me launch this Linux slave first, and as well as in today's session. Okay, so we'll look into continuous integration part. Okay, right. So but we'll proceed to continuous integration part stepwise. First we'll look into how to compile Java source files. Okay, then after that we'll make this kind of job automated. Okay, let's look into this part. Yeah. So here Jenkins. See, and before that make sure your servers are running. Okay, you go to manage Jenkins, or else see in the home page itself you can see your master and the slave machines as well. Here itself you can see. Now, manage nodes here. See, this is online. Okay, so yesterday we are trying to install Java on this slave machine, right? Okay, so it did not work. The reason was because we had to provide the credentials. So I forgot the credentials. So what I did, I configured those credentials. Let me show you this part. So this is how it happens. See, first it installs Java on the client machine or slave machine. Look at here. These are Java was getting installed. Okay, on the slave machine.
It is downloading every time.
Not every time, only first time. Why every time? It's only needed only for the first time. It's not. Yeah. So look at here.
It was downloaded.
Not for every build. Not for every build. Whenever you launch the slave machine, so that will be downloaded. That's it. Not every time. Okay. So here it is installing Java, right? See, before it installs the Java, make sure it has to download it. So it has to download it. But from where it will be downloaded from? Obviously from Oracle website. Okay, so firstly you need to set up such kind of credentials within your Jenkins first. Okay, so how do we set it up? So go to manage Jenkins. Here we have global tool configurations. Click on this. Okay, so if you click on this, see here you have an option for JDK. So just click on JDK installations and set up your JDK. So initially how do you set up is just click on add JDK. So when you click on add JDK, here you see these options like, see, firstly mention some name, some Java, some whatever, some name. It's just a name. Okay. Now, so install automatically. See, whenever it is needed, the Java will be installed automatically on particular slave machine. But who is going to install it? Your master is going to install it. Okay, master is going to install on the slave machine. Okay. Now install automatically, and so look at here. Select the version. Select which version you want to install. Okay, make sure about the versions, and once you select the version, agree, so and so. Okay, so but whenever you do it for the first time, see, since I already done it for this for the first time, whenever you do it for the first time, here you can see an option. You see that yesterday, you remember from yesterday, it was asking to enter the credentials of Oracle, right? So here just enter your credentials of your Oracle account, name, username and the credentials. So once you install it, you just save it. So once it is saved, then automatically that will be installed. Okay, so just click on apply and save. Now you go to your manage nodes, then if you see this is a cross mark, for example, just click on this node, mark this node temporary offline. Now if you see a node like this, then that is offline. If you see a cross mark, that is offline. Okay, just click on this, then you can launch it again. Now here you can, but first time, whenever you do it for the first time, you see an option here, right? What is that option? Launch the slave machine. Okay, but here update to, so bring this node back offline, online. Now this is online now. Okay, so if you want to take it offline, you can take it offline as well. Okay, temporary. Now we have the slave machine is ready. We have the slave machine is ready. Now you can perform any jobs on this slave machine. Okay, so here, see, yesterday we were running this job. Just configure. Yesterday we were running this job on which machine? Where we were running the job? Windows machine, right? Windows machine. Was it running on Windows?
No, in the master.
On the master, not on Windows. That's on master. Okay. See, because we are not restricted this, right? So we have not done any restrictions where to run it. If you don't put any restrictions, the job will be run on master. Okay, right. But look at here. I'm going to restrict this. I want to restrict this. Now here, mention the label name. Mention the label name. Okay. See, once you mention the label name, also go to the build section. Here we have the Windows bash commands, right? So I'm going to execute. I'm going to run some shell commands. Okay, shell commands. Now here some commands. Okay, some date command or something, some file. And let's see. See, whenever you run this, what is going to happen? These commands will be executed, and then the directory will be created, and the file will be created. But on which machine? On slave machine, right? Because yesterday we were running the job on master machine. Okay. Now today we are running it on as slave machine. Okay, we are running it on as slave machine. Okay, just apply. But so did we mention to run on a particular slave machine? No. So what did we mention there? Label name, right? So we have mentioned restrict where this job can be run. We have mentioned it as a label name. So within that label, how many nodes we have? We have 2 nodes, right? So look at here, label. So click on the label here. So how many nodes we have in this? Linux node as well as the Windows node. But Windows node is offline. Linux node is running now. Okay, and see what is going to happen now. So click on this, build now. Okay, click on build now. Console output. So started by anonymous user. Okay, now building remotely on where? Linux node, Linux slave machine. So that belongs to which group? Which label? Dev node. Okay. Now, so directory 1 is created and date is so and so and touch is so and so, file 1 is created. But where they are being created? Dev machine. On slave machine, right? See, yesterday, see, if you don't understand that part, you can check it the location. You can check out the path in this. See, if you look at here, what is this actually? Where they are created actually within Jenkins, where you can see them within Jenkins workspace, right? Within Jenkins, you can see them on workspace. Click on the workspace. So something is been created. That's correct. But what is the physical location of this workspace? Okay. What is the physical location of this workspace? That is important for us. Yeah. Correct. So if you go to the job again, console output. Now you see this, right? This is the workspace. What is the location of the workspace? Jenkins home. What is the Jenkins home?
We created two yesterday and we are assigned to the slave.
Yes. See, whenever we were configuring the slave machine, okay, at that time we have mentioned the slave machine home directory as Jenkins home directory. See, this is the slave, right? That's a slave machine. What is the home directory? Jenkins home. Jenkins home. Okay. Which machine it is? That's on 228. Okay. Now let me open that. This one, I guess.
We have Windows push only.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see that. We'll see that as well. So this is the slave machine 228. Okay. Now, so what was the home directory we have created? Jenkins home, right? Yeah. So cd Jenkins home. Okay. And here, if you look at here, see the JDK was installed. Okay, that's why you see this. And also you see a file called slave.jar file. It's a jar file. See, yesterday whenever we were trying to launch the Windows slave machine, so what happened? Which plugin was downloaded? The .jnlp plugin was downloaded. See what that plugin contains. That plugin contains the configurations of your master machine and your Windows machine. Okay, the plugin contains the configurations of your master machine and the Windows machine. Okay, they should be configured, right? But how they will be configured? With the help of the .jnlp plugin. That's a Java plugin. Okay, but how the configuration is established between two Linux machines? That means my master is on Linux, also slave is on Linux. Now, if it was a Windows, the plugin was downloaded. But what if it is a Linux slave machine? Right? There should be communication established between master and your slave. Both are on Linux machines. Okay. So the communication will be established between your master and the slave with the help of the slave.jar file. So the slave.jar contains the configurations between your master and the slave. Okay. So that is the slave.jar. So who has copied this file?
Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins master. Jenkins has copied the file slave.jar file onto your slave machine. Okay. Now also you see a directory called the workspace directory. Okay. cd workspace. So what is our job name? Test job 1. Okay. cd test job 1. Here you see. Okay. Now, but what if the job runs on your master? What if the job runs on master? What is the workspace directory location? Yesterday we have seen that. Yesterday we are running the job on master machine, where the workspace directory will be created.
Users home directory dot
User home directory, correct? Yeah, user home directory dot Jenkins. That means your Jenkins. That is your Jenkins home directory. Okay. Yeah, cd dot Jenkins. Here workspace. cd is it works? 1 second. Not in secrets. No. Let's check it in jobs. CD jobs. So here the job is test job. Okay, CD test job. Okay, here you see the workspace. Okay, CD workspace. This was okay. So you can check your files of the physical path of your workspace of if you run your job on your master. But if you run it on a slave machine, just check it in slaves home directory. If you run it on master, check it on .jenkins, which is Jenkins home directory. Okay, clear? See, let's take some source files, Java source files, and then we start compiling those source files. Okay, we start compiling those source files. Okay, let's do this part now. First, I create a job. Now, some name, fresh style project. Click on OK. Now, so here, see, I want to compile some source files. Okay, I want to compile some source files. So initially, we need to have the source files available, right? So, and where do you place those source files? Where do you save those source files? That is important. See, for example, let's take this. Now, I want to run this job, okay, on a slave machine, like just say, yeah. So on this label, okay. So, but this label contains two slave machines. One is Windows, other one is Linux. Okay. Now, say since the Windows node is offline, so the job was run on Linux. But what if the both nodes were online? On which node the job will be run? Okay, so that is decided by Jenkins. That is decided by Jenkins. Okay, so that will be decided by Jenkins. Randomly, that decides by Jenkins. So we can't predict this. We can't predict it. Okay, so that will be decided by Jenkins. But you don't know on which slave machine the job will be run. Okay, but if you want the job has to run on a particular slave machine, you can run it as well, like this. Okay, you can run a job on a particular slave machine as well, but usually we run it on a label. But if you want, you can run it on a slave machine as well, like this. So I'm running it on a slave machine now. Okay, and here, go to the build section now. So within the build part, okay, now I'm going to execute some shell commands. I'm going to execute some shell commands. Okay, right. So what commands are they? I'm going to run some Java commands. Java C. Okay. Java C, and then the source file name. Java C and the source file name. But where is our source file is available? See, if you want to compile this, for example, hello.java file. Okay. Now just do this hello.java. Save it. Okay, I'm running this now. Build now. So is it success or failure? It's failure. The reason is, okay. So what do you see here? Java C command not found. Should not be like this. 1 second. Yeah. So Java C hello.java execute shell command success build as this should not be the error actually. 1 second. Command not found. Let me change this. I want to check for the version first. I want to check whether the Java commands are working or not.
Java version.
Sorry?
It is Java version. Java CD version.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is success. Okay, no issues. Okay, fine. So it is working. So it returns some Java version. So no issues. Now, see. Uh, Now, if you want to compile any source files, okay, see, we need to have the source files present. But where do you place those source files? Master, repository. Now, forget about the repository. Talk in terms of Jenkins now. So previously we were creating some files, right? We were creating some files previously. So where the files were saved? In workspace. Now I want to compile a file. So where do you maintain those source files? Within the workspace, correct. So if you want to perform any operations on a particular file, so make sure you save all those files within your workspace, within your jobs workspace. I'm talking about. Say this is my job, right? This is my job. Okay. So make sure you place your source files within your jobs workspace. Okay. But where is the job workspace is created? Sorry, that's in your slaves. So in slaves work home directory, right? So go to the slaves home directory. This is a slave machine. Okay. So what is the job name now? Java compile. Okay. Within the workspace, right? Within the workspace. So within the home directory workspace, the job name is Java compile. CD Java compile. Now, so let's place some of the source files in this location first. Okay. Then we'll try to compile the source file. Okay. Now, but where is the source files? So we need to get the source files first. That's on my Windows machine. So, and WinSCP. So I just want to copy some source files to my slave machine. 228. Username is password. So copy some source files here. So where do you copy that to? Yeah, Jenkins home. And then workspace Java compile. Okay, just copy this. So we have hello.java now. Okay. So you go to the here workspace. Now you see hello.java. You can see hello.java, right? Now just compile this job again. Sorry, configure this job. We are running it on Linux slave machine, and then within the bell Java C, and then hello.java. And as well as I want to run the class file. A class file will be created, right? I want to run a class file. So Java hello. Okay, then save this. Build now. It is failure. Let's see why it is failure. Yeah, this is what I was not expecting.
I think that is JRE version instead of JD.
Was it? I didn't see that. 1 second.
Java runtime in the runtime.
JDK is running. So 1 second.
That is just runtime not development.
It's JRE. Yeah, that's JRE actually. That's not JDK. Let me try it compiled manually. It is compiled. So now JDK is installing. Okay, I'm installing JDK 1.8 version. So see, that is the reason the best way is configure JDK on the machine first. So instead of configuring it every time, just configure JDK on that particular slave machine. So whenever you configure or install JDK on that machine, so there is no need to install every time whenever you run a job like this. Okay. Okay. So okay, this will be done. No issues. Now let's look into so. It is compiling now. Okay, it is compiling Java C hello.java and then running so and so. So it is success. So make sure you install the Java version first. Okay. So how do you do that? The same. So select the version first. So you see the environment here, right? You see the JDK. So JDK to be used on this for this project. Okay. Select the version which you want to use. See, if you go for system, so what is the system? That is the default JDK which you have on your slave machine. Okay, that is the default one. But if you want to install any version, if you want to run this project on a particular Java version, select that version and then Java will be installed for the particular project and then it will be run. Okay, now, so this part, see what we are doing here actually, we are using some commands. We are using some commands, but this is not what we do actually. See, do we run the projects by using some commands, or do we compile the project by using some commands? No, we don't do it. Then how did we do that? How did we do that? Source code, script. Yeah, what scripts? Build files. So that means we gone through and as well as Maven build tools. Now let's use the build tools which is and okay. Now so to build our application. Now but before that we need to make sure the source is available within the workspace. The source is available within the workspace. But where do we maintain the source files? With on a repository now. Okay. So what we do now is we get the source files from SVN repository. We get source files from SVN repository, and once we get the source files from SVN repository, we start building it. Okay. Right. Let's look into this part. Okay. So one second. I just remove this. No. But if you want to use either Ant or SVN, okay, within your Jenkins, you need to, yeah, so plugins first, okay. So manage Jenkins, the plugins part. Okay, so yesterday we have installed this Ant plugin, right? How did we install it? We install it offline. We install it offline Ant. Okay, and also we have gone through SSH slaves plugin. Anything else? No. Okay. Now, so we already have Ant plugin, but we don't have SVN. Okay, let's install SVN plugin now. So question. So subversion, we have subversion here. Okay, install. Done. See, just go to job configuration page. So here, if you go to the source code management section, okay. Now here you see subversion, right? You see subversion now. Okay. Select subversion. Mention the URLs. Mention the URLs. Okay. See, what is this URL? Subversion repository URL. So wherever you have the source files, okay, get that URL and then paste it within this repository, within this subversion plugin. Okay. Now, but we need to have a repository now, right? We need to have a repository now. Let's start a repository.
It should be in the master.
It could be anywhere. See, we mentioned we're going to provide the URL. URL could be anything, right? That could be, that's just a URL. So URL could be anything. It should not be on master. So what is this machine? Is it my master? That's my master. Master is 227, right? 228 is our slave. That means some other machine. Okay. Let me check this. This repo 6. How do we check the status? So it is not running, right? How do we start it? Yeah, you can start it. Support number 80. Okay. Fine. So let me check it out. So here, so I did not shut down my system last night, so that's why it is slow, too slow. So 192, 168, 242, 228, port number, that's a default port number, and then repo 6. can be reached. Fine. Okay, we have a repository now, and see, firstly we need to have the source files right on the repository. So what do? We check out some, we check it out, and then we push it. We push or we commit some source files to the repository. So let me check it. Let me check out first. So let's check out to this location. So here, what is the command? svn check out URL repo 6. Now here we have branches. So for example, just take R3 branch. Okay. So we have some files. Let me remove all these files first. Then commit it. Permission denied. Okay. What is the error? Anyone? Sorry. Permission. Yeah. So to which permission to which directory? I mean, which what is the directory name? Repo 6, right? Yeah, correct. Yeah. So sage mode. We have seen these things. Okay. Sage mode. I want to give some 777 and -r repo 6. Okay. So it is done. So what is next? Let's take some source files. Let's take a source and as well as a build file. I want to take a source file as well as a build file. Okay. Once I take a source file and the build file, what I do, I push or I commit the source files onto the central repository. Then after we committing it, by using Jenkins, I'm going to pull or I'm going to check out all those source files into Jenkins jobs workspace. Okay. So yeah. So here source, right? Okay. So this is our build file name. Okay, and this is our source. Okay. So let me copy these two, source as well as the build file. So this is our repository, right? This is our repository. Sorry. So we have source as well as the build file. Okay. Now svn status. Okay. What do we do now? svn add, then svn commit. Okay. Is committed. Now we have the source as well as the build file. Okay. This is our build file. This is our build file. Okay. Now, so we take this URL first. We take this URL. Okay. Here mention the URL. Mention the URL. Okay. After that, just save it. Apply. Save this. See, we are not building it yet. We are not building it. We're just checking out the repository. That's it. Okay. Build now. So it is checking out which revision? 45. Okay. What is our latest revision? Here we have. Oh, it's 47, right? Then why it is only 45? Sorry. That's not about your local now. Why only 45 revision has been checked out? Anyway, let me check the workspace now. Right? See, still we have, see, 45 version, right? 45 revision. We have these files, but that should be 47 revision, right? Sorry. Yeah. Why it was only 47? We committed them, right? Just build it again and see. Still 45. See, okay. Let me configure this again. Let me take the URL. Subversion. Again 45, I guess. That's why it took very less time. Yeah, still it's taking 45.
So here if you take the source file over here,
Why only source file?
because we need to build
Yeah.
Jenkins,
Yes.
but why do you need to copy the B file as well?
See, we always remember. So we maintain the source and then the build file in the same location. We maintain the source and the build file in the within the repository. Okay, so we're just pushing, we're just fetching it. That means we're just checking out the files. So we are not running them anymore. We are not running them as of now. But my question is, why it's only this version? Why not the other version? Post commands? Push, sorry. Push is in Git, right? Push is in Git.
Check out latest one CL.
In where? Sorry. See, that's not about. See, CLA is just for only like checking out and pushing it. So Jenkins does activity of checking out. So it's not about your CLI. See, nothing to do with your CLI here. Okay. See, whether you do update or check out, whatever, everything will be updated within your local. That means your developer's system, not on your Jenkins. Okay. Something is gone wrong. Okay, while checking out or something, whatever.
Who's setting the line switch?
Hmm? Still same. Still 45 revision. Time. Okay. Yeah, that could be. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. The time. Yeah. Let me check the server time.
6 hours.
See the time. So today is. Let me check. Even this is also matters sometimes. 21st, right? 21st. Something. Okay. Some 8:20. Yeah, that's correct. That could be because of the time. Yeah. Now it's checking out. Okay. Manage notes. See, still there's a clock difference. It should not be okay. Refresh status. See, 5 hours ahead. See this, right? See, always make sure. Okay, always make sure your master and then your slave machines are the times are in sync. Okay, that matters for us. 1 second. What is happening with this? It's still checking out. So let it be. Now they are in sync, right? Clock differences, see, that is they are in sync. Okay, they are in sync now. It should not take such a long time. One second, let me check it out. Okay, so this is the problem now. You say this right. See, the IP address is changed now. It is 229. Actually, the IP address was 228. So the IP address is changed. So that's why it is taking time. So let me cancel this job now. See, also that is the reason you see here, right? What it says, unable to access the repository. Okay. So actually, which is on 229, 229. And one more thing, where is we need to change this? So we just configured it. Okay. But if you look at the Linux node, right? Linux node IP address, what did you mention? That's 228, right? So here, just change it to 229. Okay, just save these configurations. Now, once you save it, now look at here. See, previously we had an error, right? Unable to access the repository, but now it is fixed. Save it, compile it now, build it. It is failure. Let me check why it is failure. Agent is being disconnected. Okay. So let me check why it is disconnected now. Is it online? Yes, it is online. No issues. Fine. Workspace, so and so. Again the same. Compile Java, so and so. Failure. Agent is being disconnected. Issue with creating launcher for agent. So instead, just take this off. Start build now. Again, same. See, we are not doing it on Linux node now, but why it is saying Linux node? Again, apply it. So apply this. Still, it's not happening anymore. Why it is remotely building on Linux node? That's what even my question is. See, that should not build on Linux node, right? See, master, you can't do this. You can't mention here. So let me create a new job and see. Just mention the subversion and get the URL. It should be 229. Same. Yeah. Why it is running on this? It's clicking out. It's see, but the node is online, so yeah. So we'll see that. We'll try that as well. This node is offline now. course, if it is online, that will be run on master. Okay. What is this?
It is offline. Really.
But why it is okay? Did we do any configurations? Yeah, we did configurations, right? Okay. Let me take. Yeah, it's running now. So there should be success now. Again, it's checking out at revision 45.
The clock of the subversion.
Sorry, the lock.
The clock is out of CS to the out of CS. This can result in the information.
Clock reference of the server appears to be. But we have set the clock, I guess.
Yes.
We set the clock, so there is no issue with the clock. But how about clock on master? Did we set it?
Yeah.
We did not set it on master.
So it's not showing the information.
See, it was not. See, sync means okay. The sync means that is your master time. Actually, master and say slave both should be in sync the same time. So we forgot to set the sync the master time. Actually, we did only the settings in slave, not on master. This should be success hopefully. Yeah, it is at 47 now. So many things happen. Okay. See, let's do this now. Okay, let's take this node online. Okay, let's take this node online and then build now. Yeah, so again it's showing the node is offline. Something is going wrong with this node. Node is being disconnected. Sorry.
In configure we have to uncheck the restrict the place.
Yeah, but see, of course, but here the node is online, right? It is showing that the node is disconnected. Node is being disconnected, but that is online actually. See this, right? The node is actually online. It is showing that that is disconnected, but that is not disconnected, right? So everything is perfect, but it's okay. We'll look into that part in our next session. But so here, what I do is I'll take this slave offline again. Yeah, that is already offline. Okay, yeah. So see, we did a very simple thing actually because the nodes are going offline and then the time sync was not there. Okay, see what I did firstly. Let me give you a review first. See, first download your Subversion plugin first. Once you download your Subversion plugin, okay, what you do, you go to source code management section. There you see the Subversion. There you see the Subversion. Now here mention your Subversion URL where your source files are located. Mention the URL and then click on apply and then save. And then whenever you build it, the job will be built and then you can see the source code will be fetched. Now forget about that part. Yeah, so source code is built. Okay, now but where can you see these files? That's in a workspace, right? Now we have the source as well as we have the build file. We have the build file. Okay, so make sure you maintain your build files and the source files within the same location. So whenever you fetch it, whenever you check out, the source files and the build files have been checked out onto your workspace. Then what we do next, we start triggering. Say I want to build, we have the source now, we have source available. What do we do next? We build it, right? So we build it, but how do you build it? Yeah, using the build tools, which is and. So I want to use the build tool, which is and now. Okay, so but if you want to use and tool, we need to install the and plugin first. But we already have that and plugin installed, right? We already have that and plugin is installed now. So since we have this file, okay, it's already 8:37. Okay, it's okay. Let's look into this part, building part, tomorrow session. Okay, so we are done. Actually, check out the repository, check out the source code from the repository with the help of Subversion. Okay, See, whether you use Subversion or the GitHub repository or Git repository, it's the same. So only thing we need to mention is the URL. Once you mention the URL, what is going to happen? The source code will be checked out. Source code will be checked out. For example, I want to use Git or GitHub. For example, I want to use GitHub. Then first you install the download the plugin called GitHub plugin. Okay. Once you do that, what do you do next? You go to the job configuration. Yeah, go to the job configuration. Then within the source code management section, you can see the GitHub option there. Then get the URL of your repository and then paste it. Okay, forget about that. So get the URL and then paste it within the GitHub URL. Then save it and then start building it. See, now we know what is the GitHub repository, how to get the URL of the GitHub repository, right? So from your side, what you can try today is try for SVN as well as GitHub. Try for SVN and then GitHub. Okay, we have tried for SVN. From your side, you can try for GitHub. Okay, get the URL, paste it within the URL section of GitHub, then start building it and check it out whether the source code will be fetched out, will be uh, cloned or not. Source code will be cloned or not. Okay, so try this part. It's very simple parts. Only thing is you need to download the plugins. See, and these make sure about the slaves, the timings, the time sync. Your slave and the master times are in sync or not. If they are not synced, you get such kind of issues. Actually, we need to do that. I forgot to do that. So we need to do that in the initial itself. I forgot to do that. So make sure you need to set your master and then slave machines sync. The timings are sync. So whenever I say I master means that is your server. That is your server, not your Windows. See, Windows is just we are using it for a UI purpose. That's it. We are just accessing the application. But the timings are nothing but your master server timings. Make sure your server timings are in sync. So these timings are in sync. These times are in sync. Otherwise, you get such kind of issues. Okay. So just try this part from your side today. Okay. And then if you have any issues, let me know. Okay. Thank you.